Hello students, today we'll learn how to graph quadratics, aka parabolas. So the learning targets for today, I can identify the vertex and the axis of symmetry, and also I can graph a parabola. So in Algebra 1, you learn how to graph linear functions, y equals mx plus b, and now in Algebra 2, we are introducing a quadratic function, and the equation is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay? So, in general, if a is positive, parabola opens up, just like slope, positive slope, line goes up. And if a is negative, parabola opens down. Okay? And the most important point on a quadratic, on a parabola, is this point called vertex. Okay? So this is called vertex. Just like with absolute value functions, it was a V shape, and we also had something called vertex. The first two examples we have for you are basic parent functions. I will not take my time to explain the steps because I will do this on the next page. But in general, y equals x squared. If you use desmos.com, it will go through the origin 1 comma 1, 2 comma 4, and also on this side like this. So in general, the equation will look like this, okay? And the parabola will open up with the vertex 0 comma 0. Again, I will explain this in depth in 2-3 minutes. Now the second example, f of x equals negative x squared. So it's the same thing, but it's reflected with respect to x-axis. In other words, the parabola will open down. And if you're not convinced, please check desmos.com. So in this case, the parabola will go through the given points over here. So the parabola will open down. And it's a U shape, not V, it's U shape. So the introduction to this section, when you graph a quadratic, you will get a U-shaped letter, and we call this parabola. Okay, so the most important point is vertex. And how do we find vertex? We will use this formula, x equals opposite of b divided by 2a. So now you have all the steps how to graph, how to find a vertex. So you can do this on your own. But now let's take a few minutes, try one example together. So question A, find the vertex of each quadratic function. Okay, so before we use the formula, let's identify A, let's identify B, and let's identify C. So in this example, if you think about the equation y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, okay, a is the number in front of x squared. In this case, it's equal to 1. B is always in front of x, the linear term. In this case, is -4. And c is the constant, is the last number without a variable. In this case, is -60. Okay? Please remember, vertex is an ordered pair. It's x comma y. So to find vertex, you do x equals opposite of b divided by 2a. Okay? So in this case, you will get, it's opposite of b divided by 2a. So you will get x equals opposite of -4 divided by 2a, which would be 2 times 1. okay? And if you finish this, x is equal to opposite of negative 4 is positive 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. Okay, but don't stop here. Vertex is always x comma y. Okay, so vertex is x comma y. So how do you get the value of y? You substitute it back in the original problem. So you will do y equals 2 squared minus 4 times 2 minus 60. Okay, I don't have space here, so I will just finish on the right side. So 2 squared is 4. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 minus 60. Okay, so the final answer would be 4 minus 8 is negative 4. Negative 4 minus 60 is equal to negative 64. So I'm going to erase this. So y is equal to negative 64. So your final answer should be written as an ordered pair. X was equal to 2, y is equal to negative 64. So the vertex will be 2 comma negative 64. Okay? And you can always check this using desmos.com, and the answer should be 2 comma negative 64. In other words, that's the turning point. Now let's take a few more minutes and try one more example. Example C, f of x equals negative x squared minus 200 plus 4x. Please notice that example C is not written in standard form, so you have to rearrange it. So this will be y equals negative x squared plus 4x minus 200. Okay? So in this case, a is equal to negative 1, b is equal to 4, and c is equal to negative 200. Okay? So now the equation again, you have to memorize the equation to find vertex. X equals opposite of b divided by 2a. Okay? So in this case, it will be negative 4 divided by 2 times negative 1. Okay? Which will be equal to negative 4. Let me erase this. My smartboard is not working properly right now. So it'll be negative 4 divided by negative 2. And please remember, negative over negative is positive. So this will give you positive 2. So x is equal to positive 2. Okay, I'm going to write this again. X is equal to positive 2. Now, how do you get the value of y? In other words, f of x. You substitute x, you substitute 2 back in the problem. So if I change the colors and maybe use red, okay, f of 2 or f of x will be equal to negative 1x squared, negative 1 times 2 squared, plus 4 times 2, minus 200. Common mistake. Do not multiply first. Do not do negative 1 times 2. First, we do exponents. 2 times 2 is 4, and negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. 4 times 2 is 8, minus 200. So if you calculate this, your final answer should be negative 196. Okay, so this will be equal to negative 196. So what is your final answer to this question? Because the question was phrased, find the vertex. Okay, so the vertex would be 2 comma negative 196. So the final answer should be 2 comma negative 196. This is your final answer. And again, feel free to use desmos.com to check your solution. Okay, so the most important part of this lesson is how to sketch a quadratic equation. Okay, so now this is the main goal, the main purpose of this lesson. So if I give you an equation, f of x equals x squared minus 4x plus 9, okay, how do we graph it? So first thing you will do, you have to find the vertex. So step one, find the vertex. Okay, so in this case, a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 4, and c is equal to 9. Okay, the first thing you will do, x equals opposite of negative 4, so it'll be negative 4, divide by 2a, which is 2 times 1. And if you calculate this, x is equal to 2. Now, once you know x, you can find the output. You can find y. So to get y, you will do 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 9. Okay? If you use your calculator, actually you should do this in your head. 2 squared is 4. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. 4 minus 8 is negative 4. And negative 4 plus 9 will be equal to 5. So y is equal to 5. Okay, so y is equal to 5. So your vertex. So your vertex should be, I'm going to use letter V. Your vertex should be 2 comma 5. Okay? So your vertex will be 2 comma 5. Next thing you will do, you will create a table of values with vertex as the center. Okay? So, by the way, 2 comma 5 is over here. So your vertex is here. Okay? And we know from the equation that the parabola should open up because a is positive. So if you think about x and y, okay, 2 goes here, 5 here. So what I want you to do is pick one point to the left and pick one point to the right. And don't go too far because that would be hard to do. So I'm going to do point to the left, I can pick 1, and point to the right, I can pick 3. Okay? So when x is 1, y will be equal to 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 9. Okay, 1 squared is equal to 1. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. So 1 minus 4 is negative 3. And negative 3 plus 9 is equal to 6. So this will be equal, y is equal to 6. So when x is 1, y is equal to 6. Okay? Now, we should expect this to be symmetrical. So when x is 3, y should be also 6. I will do this one over here. When x is equal to 3, okay, I will get y equals 3 squared minus 4 times 3 plus 9. 3 squared is 9. 4 times 3 is negative 12. And plus 9. Okay. 9 minus 12 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 9 is equal to 6, which means I did this correctly because it's symmetrical. Okay, so how do you graph this? 1 comma 6 will be over here, assuming the scale is 1 by 1, and 3 comma 6, it's over here. Now you can always plot more points, it's time consuming, so your teacher may ask you to plot 2 additional points. Again, this is time consuming and I cannot squeeze this on my smartboard. But when you connect it, please draw U letter. It's not V. So your graph will look like this. Okay? So the graph will look like this. And the axis of symmetry, if you ask to do the axis of symmetry, it always goes through the vertex. So that'll be x is equal to 2. It's a vertical line. So I hope this video helped you. Okay, so please rewatch it if you have to. So I kind of gave you steps how to graph a parabola y equals x squared plus bx plus c. Thank you for watching this video.